It is time for Mic'd Up. We dedicate this time in the show to hearing people in their own words because that doesn't happen often enough. The COVID-19 pandemic made us want to delve into the outdoors and explore the beauty in some of our local parks. So today we learn about an initiative that is helping park rangers in Maryland educate new park visitors.
A gorgeous autumn day here at Seneca Creek State Park in Montgomery County. We're talking about a renewed initiative called the Leave No Trace Initiative. What that's doing is that's reminding people about conservation efforts to keep their trash packed away and put away instead of out here in this pristine land.
Well, in my personal opinion, this is the most beautiful park here in Maryland.
Here on this gorgeous day, and you've got this initiative that you're really trying to take hold with people, and you've got some things you want to show us that go along with that. So what are we trying to do? What are we talking about?
So today we're talking about Leave No Trace. It's an initiative to remind people how to be responsible when visiting nature.
Do you have some of these moments maybe where you're on the job, somebody's having a picnic, they've walked away from their site, leaving behind this mess, and are you like, what? Just like rubbing your head, like, what have you done?
For sure.
And you've got to call them out.
Absolutely, and we try to be nice about it because we go from like an education type standpoint where like we like to accept that they don't really know what they're doing. You know, they're just thinking of themselves and the picnic that they're having, and they might not necessarily be thinking of the long-lasting effects it's having on nature and the wildlife.
The initiative of Leave No Trace helps to teach people that their actions have an impact. This is fishing line. We've had ospreys and other aquatic birds get caught up in this. So this is where the monofilament line goes, and people can recycle that in there.
So when you're out in nature, you have to remember this is the home to wildlife. So just like when someone's visiting your home, you want them to leave it just as nice as when they first arrived. I'll go ahead and I'll set up these pieces of trash here, like real trash out in the park. And I'll set them up near some of our public picnic areas and our popular playground destinations. And I'll put up the piece of trash, and on the other side, I'll have a little something like this that tells you maybe how long the trash takes to decompose, how long it persists in the environment, and some of the hazards it can compose to wildlife.
You come out here to work sometimes and there's like stuff floating in the water?
Oh, for sure.
Is it frustrating for you? I mean, day after day, it's 2021. It's like pick up your trash should just be instinctual.
Exactly. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't frustrating, but we see it as an opportunity too, that we have a whole new group of park visitors that are just discovering us. And we realize that we have to help them learn how they can help protect this park and others as well.
What's the payoff for you? I mean, the deer aren't coming out of the woods going, thanks for that. The fish aren't jumping out of the water and going, thanks, Ranger Steve.
Well, the payoff is a place like this, and in its most pristine nature as possible.
Now, I knew this was a big deal when the Chief Topper Shutt made an appearance. When he pokes his head in, then I know this is like
we have a camera pointing at him. No, he definitely wanted to see it.
Very important. He wanted to see it. Now, this was big business, like, maybe 15, 20 years ago, where we really made the shift. Exactly. But it seems to have fallen by the wayside. Yeah. So why do you think that is?
I think it's fallen by the wayside for adults, but not necessarily for kids. I think what you're going to find nowadays is kids are learning about these things in school, and kids are the ones that are actually calling out their parents. Hey, don't litter. Make sure you're throwing stuff away. Now, Maryland actually saw a 45% increase in visitation at its 75 state parks last year because of COVID, right? And that's despite the fact that there were periods of time when some of the parks were just straight up closed. Remember the stay-at-home order? You had that going on. So all these people that they had visiting who were new and they didn't know basic outdoor etiquette, stay on the trail, don't litter, things like that. With irresponsible overuse, people could quite literally love these parks to death, and that's kind of what's happening. That's why they're bringing this thing back around. This Leave No Trace initiative, it's been around for like 20 years, but now it's getting reintroduced to this new generation. Department of Natural Resources really stepping it back up.
Now, fair to kind of understand what happens in litter and the issues that causes with nature. Anything that surprised you in your visit? Yeah,
what surprises me is that littering is still a thing. Like, take your trash, don't just throw it out. Like, it literally blows my mind that just, oh, we can leave that there and it'll be fine. It's hurting the environment, it's hurting the wildlife, and it's hurting the beautiful park that we're all out there to see.
Yeah, my mother just nodded her head because
Right.
she's somebody who stops on the side of the road on Branch Avenue. Like, let me go ahead and clean this up. Like, okay, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
There you
yeah,
go.
There's a lot of it.
All right, thank you for that, Adam.